There's no polarity in the way we think of it. There's no polarity at all, but everything's just the same. It's just all homogeneous, all equal, all one substance. And then if there's nothing there except source formless energy, and that's all there is, and that's what I am and what everything else is, and then there's like no me. Me is just a concept. There's just beingness, just formless energy, but there's no labels or words. It just is. It's like saying that everything I see is me, that's still putting a limit on what I am. So I just realized there's actually no me. I was thinking about this and I'm like, if I'm a formless energy, everything is the same thing. Everything is formless energy, even though it looks solid. And I realized I just had this feeling of there's no me in the sense that I think of, because the whole idea of saying that there is a me, it indicates that there's also something else. The word me is just created to differentiate me versus other, me versus everything else. If there is no separation between anything, then there's no me. Me is just a concept, it's an idea. But I'm like, I recently have been feeling this feeling or like seeing everything through this lens of everything is me, but it just occurred to me there is no me. So there's this feeling of like, wow, if there's no me, then why am I all focused on all these things or concerned about different things? There's no me. If there's no me, then there's nothing to protect, nothing to even really care about either way. There's no preference. There's no polarity in the way we think of it. There's no polarity at all, but everything's just the same. It's just all homogeneous, all equal, all one substance. And then where would the concept of me even fit in that? So it's like, there's no me. Honestly, it sounds convoluted. It sounds crazy, but when this idea came into my mind just a few minutes ago, I felt such relief. Because even thinking about, oh, everything's a reflection of me and everything's me, still put this weight of responsibility on myself. I felt like, oh my gosh, everything's me and everything's a mirror. So that means I need to be ultra careful about my energy and what am I exuding and what am I choosing and what's my energy. And honestly, I was feeling like, wow, this is a big responsibility. And then I just shifted. Wait a minute, there is no me. Because even logically, it makes sense. If there's nothing there except source formless energy, and that's all there is, and that's what I am and what everything else is, and then there's like no me. Me is just a concept. There's no point in having even that word exist if everything's the same. So it's about identifying with like nothing. If there's no me, it's like, oh, I don't need to identify with anything. It was feeling kind of overwhelming to identify with everything, including my body and my human form and all the human forms, every form that I can see. And just being like, oh wait, there's no me. So that almost feels more accurate because it feels more truthful, because then it does make sense. This is all a dream. So if I look for myself on this earth, I'm not gonna find it. Because I'm not here. There's no I. There's just beingness, just formless energy, but there's no labels or words. It just is. It's honestly more of a feeling. It's hard to explain, but it's this feeling of even saying everything is me, even saying that is still limiting. So thus it's inaccurate because there is no limits inherently. So it's like saying that everything I see is me, that's still putting a limit on what I am. Because it's 2026, there are limits. Like there are all these technologies we still haven't created yet on the earth, and this isn't everything that is possible. So And even saying, oh, I'm everything and this is all me, it's still limiting because all I can see is what I can see. So when you say there's no I've also heard there is only the I, but the I encompasses everything. So there's no me and you, there's no separation, there's just the one, which I guess illustrates this too. There's just one. But essentially, it just takes a load off because I was feeling like a little overwhelmed. And so now I'm feeling like, oh, there's no me. This is honestly a glorious epiphany because then I can just float along and not be attached to anything. Because even with the belief of, oh, everything is me and I need to clear up my energy and this and that and create what I want and choose the best, and it still gives me this sense of, oh, I have so much to do. I got to work on all this stuff and try to create what I want. So now I'm just feeling like, oh, I can just relax. I am nowhere to be found. I am not, there's no me. It's honestly like we think of ourselves as, oh, this is my identity. So inherent in the concept of identity, which is a mind-made concept, but inherent in that whole idea is its limits. Even if you say, oh, I'm the all, I'm the whole, I'm God, I'm everything that I can see, or I'm everything that exists, that's still limiting because it's only, you're limited to everything that exists. What about the things that don't exist yet? Or the things that will exist tomorrow, but they don't exist today? Or so just saying, oh, there's no me. I don't know. I just feel like it breaks down the walls and it just softens everything and it makes everything smoother and it makes everything less important, less serious and less real, and also just closer to truth. I just feel like this lightness and freeness, this freedom that I didn't feel with the other belief of, oh, everything is me. Now there's no me. Whoa. So there's no labels. There's no self. But I think putting labels on ourselves as human beings has been so constricting and restrictive, and it's been a huge source of problems and a hindrance to awakening to the truth of what we are, and just doesn't feel good because it isn't true. And when I just feel like, oh, there's no me, all that responsibility just dissolves. All the heaviness I feel like with my life that I'm living, and just all that striving energy, or even just caring too much about different things, and even just all the emotions. If there's no me, I'm not going to be swayed by emotions. I don't really have any emotions. I just exist. So I think right now I'm in this space of just all I know is that I exist, but I can't put a label on what I am. There's no words that would be accurate because words are inherently limiting and because they all have a definition. So it's literally, I don't even know if it would be accurate to say I'm nothing or to just say I am and that's it. I am, period. I think that's what that whole phrase of like, I am that I am, I've heard that so many times and I never understood it. I think it, for me, well, I think it's probably the same thing of just saying I am, period. So finally feeling this. Wow, everything I cared about so much and took so seriously out the window. I'm still gonna go through the motions because I'm still living in this body, playing this role. But there's this inherent foundation, this inherent grounding, this inherent security, this knowingness of I'm bigger than this. And secondly, I'm okay no matter what. None of this is really touching me. I'm untouchable. That mentor that I mentioned, I feel like he was awakened and enlightened to the fact that this is all a dream. So might as well just enjoy the ride. Might as well just laugh because none of it's real. I just remember being so far on the other side and just being like, how can he be that way? And just looking at it like that. Everything's good, everything's okay. You're protected inherently. There's nothing to even be protected from. You're all that there is. There's nothing else. / you're not identified with anything, so there's nothing to protect. If you're not identified with anything, why would you even need protection? You don't need protection because you're not anything. You're not limited to anything. You just are. It's actually crazy. In this physical world, we're so fixated on the physical. We live and breathe through the physical, right? If we don't see it in the physical in front of us, it's hard to believe it or to think that it's true. And it's almost like this funny trick, because the only thing that really is true is justness or isness. And you can't even see it. So you would think it's not true. But what you can see is everything that isn't true, that isn't actually inherently real. It's all just like a mind-made movie. But the funny thing is, like, it's just isness, just saying I am. And that's all there is to it. It's so simple.